Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned into the hottest podcast on the internet. All raw opinions. Come on. Norma, I see you. Rollo. All raw opinions. Let's talk about it.
So welcome everybody to episode number 4.
Norma.
So guess what?
What up?
Who do we have here? Special guest.
Special guest. We got actually a couple special guests.
Yes,
I
we
want to
do.
give a shout out really quick to Caesar because he
Yes.
brought us a video now that you're watching us now. Our
We
first
live.
time
Yes.
having video.
Thank you, Caesar, for doing your magic.
Yeah. Shout out to Caesar, man. So
Yes.
we got video finally. Everybody's
Yes.
asking, when you get video? When you get video? Well,
Ay,
guess
no, como
what?
chingan.
Oh, yeah. The handsome face is on your screen now,
Hello,
baby.
everybody. Yes.
Wow, the
hello.
likes are gonna go up like 50%.
Exactly.
Yes. Woo, woo.
150.
But and so our first video
Yes.
guest,
Yes.
we have the Sunday School Show on Hits 101.
Yes.
Kukster
welcome.
and Still Authentic, man.
Yes.
Welcome
Thank
you,
to
thank you.
Our Raw Opinions.
Yes,
Yeah,
welcome.
Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah. Hey, you guys had us
Big
on.
fans.
You guys had us on.
Yes.
So we're gonna
Yeah.
keep the support going. You know.
Oh yeah. The feeling is mutual. You know, we had Rollo a couple times. You know,
Man,
promoting music,
that's my home over there, man. Thank you guys for always
Yeah.
supporting me, and I
Yeah.
want to always give back. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep the circle tight.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
We're
gotta
not
keep
friends.
it
We're
circulating.
family now.
That's right. That's
The
right.
podcast,
Yes.
we're doing podcasts now. First, we started with
Yes.
the rap music, which we're still doing, you know, and now we're doing podcasts. Anything with the mic, we on now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we on now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
natural for Rollo and Authentic to do this. You know,
Come on. now.
You know, the podcast thing's a little different for me.
Is
I
it
ain't gonna
really?
lie.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't know. Yeah, it's just little different. But
Yeah.
But speaking about the whole music thing and everything, so you guys have a show
Yes.
in Orange County.
Yes,
you know?
714
Yeah.
are my
Shouts
stopping
out.
grounds. Yes,
Shouts
shout
out.
outs.
shout out to
And
9 for
that
9.
is the Sunday
9 for 9.
School Show.
Oh,
that
9 for 9
9 for
también.
9 for 9
yes.
can't be forgotten.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you
yes,
so much.
absolutely. Thank
Yeah.
you.
But the Sunday School Show is obviously on Sundays at 7 o'clock, right?
7 and 9.
Why don't you guys tell us like how it all became and how you guys started doing it? You know?
Yeah, and how
We,
you got Kukster on your show.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
proud to say that. I'm proud to have Cookster right there by my side. We actually started with a DJ West Coast Renegade, which is a friend of ours.
Okay.
And Hits 101 Radio, Milad, shouts out to Milad. He opened the doors and he was all like, hey, if you guys want to have a show, figure out what works best for you guys and we could have you guys in. So me and DJ West Coast Renegade had Sunday School Show. It was actually in the mornings.
Oh.
And
Yeah, this was way before my time. Before I went on.
Yeah,
mornings,
typical
huh?
DJ life.
Okay.
Sometimes we'd show up and having a long night in the early morning show, it wasn't really working out. So we switched the time. We actually West Coast Renegade couldn't really do too much because he was
Right.
all like, hey, you know what? I got this and that going on. Life.
Right. Life.
So I got a DJ Abstract, yes, EB.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Our neighborhood homies, which I grew up with.
Yes.
And Cookster, which
And
was my
Cookster.
neighborhood OG. Shouts
Yeah.
out to Cookster, man. And we had a Sunday School Show from 10 to 12 at that time.
Okay.
We had it
Nice.
for 3 years, and my situation changed a little bit. And I said, hey, you know what? We're still down with it. We
Right.
changed this from 7 to 9. And Cookster being the co-host and being down for his boy.
Nice.
His day one, his
Yeah.
day uno.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
no?
at the beginning, I just wanted to tag along. Like, oh, you guys have a
That's
cool
crazy.
thing going. I
Why
just wanted
not?
to,
Grew up in the
I'm not
same
good at
neighborhood.
freeloading, but I sure make sure I want to, keep company,
Yeah,
That's good.
So,
By the way, I like 7 to 9 though because
Yeah.
Sunday nights I can kick
Sunday
back.
night.
Yeah,
7 to 9.
and for the guests, there's no excuse if they're crudo or not. They're gonna
Exactly.
come through,
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was one of those things where it was in the morning. It's like a commitment. Football's on. Football season is on, and certain people would be like, "Oh man, it kind of takes a lot for me to wake up at 10 in the morning." And I'm like, "Wait a minute!" I was like, "Shit, 10 in the morning." But we switched it 7 to 9. Cookster became our DJ. Shouts out to West Coast Renegade.
Right.
Shouts out to Abstract and Yessie.
Yep, shout to them.
They
Right.
they had different things going on around that time. Abstract and Yessie, they moved a little bit further than where our show is currently located at.
Right.
So Cookster was all like, you know what, man? And it was it in October or November of last year that you said I could DJ?
I didn't say I could DJ. I said
No, you can
no.
DJ.
I didn't pronounce
You could
myself or
DJ.
declare everybody I'm a DJ.
You could DJ.
Hey, man,
That's
you
it.
came in, though. You came in clutch.
Well, you
Yeah,
know,
you did.
I showed them a way how to mix
Right.
because
figured
technology
it out.
nowadays you could mix through your
You showed
pretty
them
much through your
how
phone.
it's done.
Yeah.
So Abstract's he's a busy guy.
Yeah.
And him
Shouts
and Yessie, shouts out, much love to them, and they were they're on their way pursuing their happiness,
Exactly.
trying to buy their place, and which they did.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. Congratulations to them.
And,
Yeah,
and,
Congratulations.
but in comparison, Abstract will come in and grateful for that he did. He did it for a couple years.
Right.
Yeah.
So he will come in with his high end equipment, and all the time he will carry a backpack like 50,
True DJ.
60 pounds.
Right.
I try to carry that thing. That thing's heavy as hell.
Damn.
And you're a big dude.
Yeah, you are.
No, and then and he's shorter than me. Like this dude carries this every day, so he's way strong. He could, kill me, if he wanted to. And I'm taller than him.
Yeah. Did you always have a thing for DJing though, or was it something you're like, you know what,
No,
I'm about to get into this now?
I collected vinyl records for
Okay.
a while, and never occurred to me to do any mixes. I have no Technics 1200s. I have nothing.
But
I
you
just-
do great. You're like a
Yeah,
freaking
you have a good
professional.
ear. You have a good ear for music, man.
It's like if you've been doing it forever.
Yeah. Well, trust me, there's a lot to learn on it.
Oh, I can imagine.
And I got my flaws, and you'll be able to see them. You'll be able to hear them.
Authentic, how does he do? Come on.
I appreciate. So I have my my mixes that I have, and I was before we came to the show, I was playing one of my mixes that I have on Spotify.
Right.
Right.
And one of the DJs where I was at, he was actually saying like, "Yo, that's a dope mix. That's something that I would play."
Right.
So when I come in on Sundays, and it's Kukster, and he plays what he plays, it's so refreshing.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Yeah.
so dope because I get to hear something from a different. It's like okay, we could play the same song, but he plays it differently.
Well, I
Right.
heard him play some funk and
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
Well,
old
that's
school
where I
hip-hop.
grew
It
up
was
listening
dope.
to.
Yeah.
Shouts out to
Yes.
people in Santa Ana, but
Hell
pretty much that's how they pretty
Santana.
much listen to it. Yeah.
Santana.
And I grew up listening to the
714.
music. Yeah. So
That's dope though, man.
Yeah.
You're keeping it going, and I love it. That's on
Yes.
Sundays because you could literally be cruising down the street,
Yeah.
in my
Yes.
6'4" and
And
listen
your
to the Sunday
6'4".
School
right,
Show.
right.
You know,
Hey, I appreciate
Yes.
everybody tuning in to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Hits 101 Radio. Download. It's a free app.
Yes.
It's a free app, so-
Sundays.
yeah. How can they listen to you guys? Like,
Yeah, right there. So hits101radio.com.
Uh-huh.
You download the free app. You'll listen to the show 7 to 9 on Sundays. But we also got other shows weekly.
right.
We
Yes.
have the Rodriguez show. We have Pereiro Wednesdays. And we have different stations on the app itself.
Right.
different
So-
varieties. So
Well, you know what I like
yeah.
about that app, dude? It's like I tell people when I would go on the show, I'm like, yeah, just download the app. They're like, oh man, we got to sign up and do it. No, you just
No, you
download
don't.
the app and
Just
hit
download
play.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
it.
it. There's
That's
no
all you
signing
got to
up,
do. There's
yeah.
no signing
Yeah.
up. Download the app. And
It's
then hit
pretty
play.
easy.
Yeah.
It's pretty
We
easy.
get ratings like crazy. Shouts out to every show that's on
Yes.
Hits 101 Radio.
That's good.
But we get worldwide ratings
Yes.
where it's it's based on listening hours.
Right.
And we're always we're always up there, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
That we
It's a
feel
blessing.
like and we're on, and sometimes I'll be talking to co-workers or friends, and they'll be like, when you said this, when you said that.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey man, just send me a text and let me know. I'll give you a shout out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a great thing. We've opened a lot of doors.
No, you have
Yeah.
definitely, and it's crazy because when I go on the show with you guys, just to go support or just when I was doing some music, you guys got that feel of like that real hip hop. I don't know, it's like a real hip hop
It's
like
crazy.
vibe. You know what I'm saying?
and
Like,
old school too at
old
the same
school, yeah.
time,
Yeah. It's like
which
real-
I love.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys are bringing
and
it
I
all
love
back.
that. I love that.
When it
Yeah.
comes to old school, we all grew up in the 90s, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. Like we were talking earlier about 90s theme parties. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we lived in the 90s.
Yep.
Yes.
Like now their themes, they're dressed like that, so people will be dressing like in the 90s.
I still dress
Yeah.
that way.
I know, right?
Yeah, well,
The baggy
my
pants.
bad.
it just boggles my mind how life is sometimes. That time progresses so much that people dressing up in the 90s.
yeah.
You know what's funny? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when people like the kids now, and I'm not trying to dog them, but they say like I was born in the 90s. Like, okay, you were just like 1 year old. We were actually teenagers in the 90s.
Yes, we lived it.
We lived
Yeah.
it.
We
Don't-
lived it,
You
yeah.
were born in the 90s, but you weren't living it, like house parties and flyers. They don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I remember the house parties.
Yeah.
the
I
house
went to
parties.
plenty of them.
Yeah, yeah. Either it ends up with a shootout or the cops come through.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
or drive-bys.
drive-by,
During the
yeah.
90s,
During
that's
the
what
90s,
happened.
and that was the typical thing.
Right.
You know, and it'd be surprising that they'd be last like around 3 or 4 in the morning. You know, like, oh, this
Yeah.
party's
Yeah.
popping and nothing's going on.
Shouts
you know?
out to the kids. They my son, he's 16 years old, and my girls, they're 13, 10, and 8. But my son, he fits into my gear.
Right. Oh, there you go. You guys can share a clip.
Check this out. He it's a blended family. My son will grab my wardrobes and take them to his mom's, and he won't want to admit it, but it's fly. It's dope.
Right.
It's dope,
It's some
yeah.
dope gear. So he's over here like wearing. I was like, he's looking at him, fixing his hair, and I'm like, "You look good, kid. You look just like me."
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, he's all like, "I look better. I look better." These kids, I'm like, "Calm down, kid."
Deep inside, he wants to be a lot like you. You're like his hero.
Yeah. Well,
Of course.
it's a good thing because
Absolutely.
I really try to protect what it is, protect our
Absolutely.
culture, and represent it right.
And
Yeah.
you guys do.
Yeah,
You guys really do.
in
I-
a positive light.
Yeah.
So we have a question for you. How do you how do you both manage to do the radio show and life itself with family
Families,
and everything?
Well, good thing it falls
Like
on
balance
Sunday.
it, you know?
Yeah, and Sunday there's it's an opening for him. It's an opening for me. I'm a father. He's a father. We got a busy
Right.
schedule as well as you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
So fortunately we have a little time frame between 7 to 9 where we'll be able to do our thing.
Have some fun.
I hear it.
And
I hear it.
Is it like a getaway for you guys a little bit? Kind of like a little bit of therapy?
For me it is.
Yeah.
For me it is. I go there and this is the bar without going to a bar.
Right. Right.
Like,
Without the
some
drama.
music.
I hear
Without
you.
the drama.
without saying, I'm going through some shit, I'm going through, I got this bill I got to fucking pay.
I'll be honest with you. It is therapy. And when I was growing up in the hood, and we grew up in the same hood, and Kukster being older than me, I was more of a loose cannon. I was more of a hothead.
Hothead,
And
yeah.
Kukster would calm me down. He would be like, "Hey, hold on, man, hold on." And I was trying to represent and live up to a name. And Kukster would just tell me like, "Yo, cálmate, cabrón."
He's your voice of reason.
He
Wow.
would,
He's that
and
angel on your
Kukster.
shoulder, man.
Even
I'm proud of you,
now.
Kukster.
Well, the case is that I'm 3 years older than you.
Yeah, but
So,
respectfully, I would see you as my
Like an
elder.
OG. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
And I was like, I was 19 at the time.
19,
And
but
you were
it
the-
was active.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
It was
The
active.
90s were very active.
At 19, I was 19 at the time, and at the time I said, man, why am I so conscientious? If I said the
Yeah.
real, I have a strong
Conscientious.
conscience.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to pronounce it correctly. My bad. But like I have a strong conscience. I wanna go out there and do some dumb shit.
Right.
I wanna
Right.
jump somebody for no
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
Or shoot somebody.
And
I was ready for that. I was ready for it. I lived for it.
I was getting chased at all the time. I wasn't even the predator. I was being the prey at the time. I was just making sure I don't get caught slipping.
Right, right.
This is in
That's
Santa
crazy.
Ana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, man,
You're just out there running. You guys were getting in
dude.
some trouble.
Now that I'm 45 now.
Yeah.
And then when I think about it now, when I was a kid, I had my other homies back in the day. They didn't have that kind of conscience. They didn't even care.
Right.
Like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that.
Let's do it.
And
2 block
and-
radius
and there's
mindset.
no explanation, nothing like that. We're just gonna do it because we're just gonna do it.
Go gun ho.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Well, then in the back of my hand, why are we gonna do it?
Right. Right.
Like, well, give me an explanation or a description of what.
He's always been this person
Yeah.
for the
Right.
show.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what's
Yeah.
good. I was
Yeah.
going to say, so that kind of, you guys are a good team because you
Yeah.
guys know each other. You guys follow each
Yeah.
other.
I respect what he says.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
And also, speaking about the show really quick, I got to ask you, you came out with the album too, right? You also do hip
you
hop.
did.
So you're an authentic, you guys are authentic,
Yay.
still authentic. You guys are real hip hop guys. He actually has an
Yeah.
album out too.
Yeah,
Right?
I've always liked. I would have basement parties in my in the home right there in the hood, and after a party, we would go to my parents' basement, and that was my room.
Okay.
It was the size of the house, so we could fit easily 15, 20 people, and I was in high school having this freedom to myself. So I thought I was a shit.
Right.
I'd have like some Newmark turntables
Nice.
and
Nice.
we'd have people come over, and I was like 15, 16 years old with a basement parties, and everybody would come and kick it. And we have an outside restroom. So
okay.
we would just be, and nobody would say nothing.
You had everything you needed.
So I loved hip hop from that moment. Like
Right.
I would just write some stuff like that. And I did release an album called Undeniable. And the reason I called it Undeniable is for that reason, being that I felt like us, what we bring into hip hop,
Right.
what we bring into the culture, not just being Latinos, but having a voice, like our raw
Right.
opinions.
Right? Yes.
Is undeniable. And it
Yes.
comes with
I like
yeah, no, that's why I named it Undeniable. Every single song that you hear from it was based from my upbringing to now.
Right.
And it's a beautiful life soundtrack without trying to build a soundtrack. It went that way.
Well, speaking
Wow.
of songs, I do got to say something.
What's up, G?
I think I got a verse on that.
You
that
got
album.
a verse, man.
I'm on that album. Check
One
it
of
out.
the realest ones. Yeah. Hey, go to stillauthentic.com.
Yeah. So tell us where they can get it. Where they can get it.
stillauthentic.com.
stillauthentic.com.
Yes.
Just go into Still Authentic Music. I have Still Authentic clothing also there. Some would you have like 2 shirts to sign by you?
Only one.
Really, Cookster? Wow.
one of the
I
SA
designed the
hands
shirts, yeah.
was his concept. So
Nice.
I'm putting it out there, and I told him, hey,
Actually,
man,
it was his concept. I just try to make the best of what he thought
Yeah.
what the concept was. So
it goes
Nice.
with what we
Yeah.
were sharing love, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a love,
Wow.
and with
Yeah.
we call it calligraphy. I'm sure you've heard of it. So it's a
Yes.
mixture
Yes.
of graffiti
Yes.
and calligraphy.
I like
dope.
that. I like that name to it.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
like that you guys have stuck together for so long because we actually were talking about friendships a while ago.
Right.
How people don't know how to keep friendships, and you guys have stuck together and started this radio show together.
Yeah.
And
it's
it's amazing.
for me. I made like a certain commitment, like to the homies. A lot of homies, they're not getting out. They're
Right.
never getting out.
Unfortunately.
And when we seen them that moved on in life, it's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I said to myself, you know what? Based on what I can do,
Right.
and like still authentic. If they see someone that's dedicated himself to the art form,
Right.
I'm gonna support him 100%.
There you
Absolutely.
go. And
Yeah.
you guys
So-
do though. Isn't that
Yeah,
something
yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
like local artists to come on your show?
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah!
You know,
Yeah.
especially Orange County artists.
Big
I'm
time.
sure
Big
artists
time.
everywhere,
And-
but
Yes.
and they're always welcome.
Yeah.
We had great artists like Doughboy Tony came through.
Shouts out
that's
to
dope.
Doughboy.
That's so dope.
Yeah, he
Yes.
came through, and we're always working on new artists to come
Right.
through and share
Yeah.
their talents.
We
And that's
know-
amazing that you guys support people like
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah,
Because when I was doing the music stuff, I mean, you had to beat down people's doors. Even it's like, man, can I just get on real quick?
Isn't
And
that
you guys
crazy?
are like,
I know.
when I met you guys were like, yo, come on in, just like that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, man, these guys are so
Very
supportive.
humble. Very
Yeah.
humble.
That's what's dope about you guys.
I think that's a key element to our show. It's just we want to make sure that the young talent out there, and him and I, we recognize what talent is already. I think over the time.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're talented, come through.
I've turned people down
Yeah.
where I have to let them know, like, hey man, get more of a catalog,
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
and then come through. And it's not like we're chasing the best of the best, but we want to be able to offer you our platform to its fullest extent. So if it's
Right.
me giving you some game, but I'm like, hey, you know what? Give me 5 songs, 5 of your dopest songs.
Right.
And then let me know when you're ready, and we
course.
could schedule you in.
Right.
Because one of his songs might be super dope, and then your listeners will be like, yo, we want another one. And
Right.
then the guy's like, I ain't got none.
I
It's
mean,
like,
this opportunity that we give to a lot of people, we, like you said, we wish we had.
Right.
I wish I
Right.
went to another show and be like, hey, you know what? Boom, 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 put me on.
Yeah.
People
Right.
are fighting to be on certain shows,
Right.
and not focusing on their talent.
Right. Well,
Right.
now
That's
that I
true.
think of it, back in
That's
the
true.
day in the '90s, everybody was hungry. Everybody wanted to rap. Everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody wanted to record on the. I don't know if you ever recorded Bounce Rock Skate. You know how the
Oh,
break,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
everybody did the flow
Yeah.
on through
Yeah.
that. Yeah, everybody was doing
Skate.
that. Everybody,
Yeah.
everybody. I know, like after the get down, and then they had
Yeah.
the break.
See, you can tell
was
you're the
rap-
DJ. See, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows. You can tell
No,
the
no,
DJ
but-
right here.
It was not
knows all
even that. It's just it was the natural. Everybody had the Bounce Rock Skate. Everybody
Right.
wanted to
Yeah.
rap after that. Back in the '90s, everybody wanted to rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's the way it was back in the day.
So creating opportunity for other
Yep.
people, and also at the same time using our be able to branch out
Right.
to their audience
Right.
has helped our show to grow. And people will tell me, they'll be like, hey man, I listened to the show this day, I listened to the show that day, you know what, this was pretty cool.
Right.
I like this song, I like that song. Can I put somebody else on? And I'm like, hey man, we're always into it.
Right.
Like, hey,
Right.
bring it on, be a part of us, and at the same time, support us, which
Yeah.
we're
right,
right here.
absolutely.
He's a man of many hats, man. I'm trying to be like you because you
Yeah.
got you got a show,
Yeah,
an
an
radio
album.
show, an album.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Hey.
Now I got a podcast and I do the rap thing too. I'm
Yeah.
trying to be like still authentic,
years
man.
in the making.
Yeah, you're the man.
You the man.
Nah,
I'm trying to model after you.
You
bro.
know what? And you're humble, and that,
Yeah.
a lot of people are not humble like you, and you're trying to also help other people.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's big of you. That
I one other thing is I see how hard it is.
Right.
And
It's
I
very
used to
hard.
be quick to judge. Like I used to judge other artists. Oh, that shit's whack.
Yeah.
right.
Well, you try to do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And guess
no,
what?
I get it.
That humbled me to this point where I'm
Yeah.
at today.
I
with you
think
guys.
being a rapper or an MC like Rallo and yourself, it's being a musician in itself already. I think
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
harder to even play a musical instrument. To
Shit.
be an MC.
Yeah. No,
to
for sure.
rap or
Yeah.
even to sing.
But it's also hard to be what you do with DJ. That's not easy
Yeah,
either.
you got to know how to do.
I'll be honest with you. I just started mixing.
No, you know what?
like-
and I'm
But you have an ear for music. You can
yeah,
tell, dude.
Cookster, because you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. I got King Cholo some mixers, some nice new
You were
mark,
telling me that, dude.
and I'm gonna tell you something. That shit's hard. He's like, oh shit. I'm like, we're trying. I'm sitting there. All I can do is just sit there and.
The
It's
technology
hard.
of now it has made it much easier. I didn't have the opportunity that Abstract had because he already had a set of 1200s already in the mixer.
Right.
So he's been in the mix, being a DJ for over 30 years.
Right.
Shouts out.
I just have a familiarity with music, and I'm just barely diving into this field. Now, like, okay, well, the technology is great now, but trust me, it still has this level of difficulty.
No, I'm sure it does, but you're doing great.
Thank you so much. I tried for the show.
Yeah.
So
Doing great.
and,
Keep it going. There wouldn't be no show without Cooks.
and we're
Aw,
still and we're
yeah.
still,
Wouldn't be no show.
and we're still top 5, And
Yeah.
Well, good job.
Yeah,
Good
we're,
job.
we're there.
Yeah, so
I'll give you guys props for that.
Yeah, shouts out to our listeners.
yeah,
Yes, shout
everybody
out.
to listen in, tune in. You know what I mean? So
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, man. I brag about you guys. I'm like, yo, you guys gotta listen to him on
I
Sunday
know, we
nights.
do.
Like he
We
plays some
do.
good music. It's just dope, dude.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
It is dope.
I got some. It was on. I think it was either Facebook. I think it was Facebook that somebody had mentioned like that guy. They speak like us.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
were saying they speak like us. They speak like us.
Yeah.
And it was through Abstract that he had told us like, hey man, that they speak like us.
That's
our
what I'm
slang
saying
and
because
stuff
you
like
are
that.
Yeah.
you are the people that are listening. Like you
I
guys
know.
are
Yeah.
them. You guys
We've
were
been fighting for that
from
though.
the neighborhoods and all that.
You've been
you know?
fighting
Yeah.
for a long time
Yeah.
to be heard.
To
Yeah.
just
So,
to
respect
have
to you
that
guys, man.
have our opinion matter.
Right.
Yes.
So
yes.
one thing that I've learned is like without it's one of those things like you're there. Us, we're working on construction. We're building sets, music sets.
Right.
We're being the consumer for such a long time, and I'm
Right.
like, wait a minute, we got a voice too.
Yeah.
So that's
For
why
reals.
I love it. I love it that we have this. You guys have this podcast, and we have the
Yeah.
show.
Right.
And it's not. We're not spreading hate. We're
Nah.
saying
We're
like,
growing
hey,
together.
We're here
Growing
too.
together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Growing
You guys,
together,
Shouts out.
you guys,
Yeah.
man. When I asked you guys, can we come on and promote our podcast? You guys were like right away, like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
And we were like, yo, come on. You guys are here now. So that's
Yeah,
love.
man.
That's what
Yeah.
everyone needs to do. They need to support each other. Stop
Yeah.
the jealousy crap and just
Yeah,
It's not about that.
Yeah, it's not about that.
That has been a stigma for us for a long time.
Well, it's always been that
we
way.
all
though.
hating each other. Este vato se cree chingón. porque
Yeah,
he has a-
exactly.
he has a-
It's okay.
Look at Norma. She has her own podcast.
Wow. No.
Look at her nails.
Cookster, are you looking at my nails, Cookster? But you know what?
I gotta give it to the ladies and their nails, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let me
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
you, Cookster,
Yeah.
I feel that way ever since I started my podcast.
Yeah.
I feel that you're gonna get people supporting you that are not family, that are people that are not that. There are people that are like friends or people that are friends of friends are more
Yeah.
supportive than family. And it's crazy
I agree
because
with
I
you on
You
never
guys get that? You
I
guys-
never
Yeah.
understood that. But you know what? It's okay because you know what? To me, it's all good.
Yeah.
I will let in all the love, all the hate, all
Right.
whatever, because at the end of the day, I'm doing this because I wanted to, right? And I'm like you guys, I will bring in people to help them out
Right.
because I don't have hate in my heart. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
I'm
get-
because I have
You can
God.
get a little feisty.
I can get a little feisty. Oh yeah, I can go from 0 to 10 or 0
Real
to
quick.
3.
No, it's
ghetto real quick.
It's 2023.
Classy to hood
0
real
through
quick. Let me
100.
tell you, right? But you know what? At the end of the day, karma is a bitch, and God is big. So to me, I'm just wishing everybody the best. I will never wish nothing bad on anybody.
Yes.
But I will. I'm like you guys. I'm humble. I will help others. I will help small businesses. I will promote people. I will help people like you guys helped us. Because that's what you got to do is lift people up.
Right.
Yeah,
Help
sometimes
everybody up.
the strangers could be your best supporters.
You know what?
Yeah.
110%.
Yeah, so,
I agree with Kukster.
When I first started making music, you know, I've been in the game for a long time. I've been making music for over 10 years, but this is the first time I actually have a product out.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
Like this time, I'm like, all right. So it took me this long. So to say, I would hang out with my homeboys and we would rap and we would make music, but it would not leave the living room. And I got so fed up with it that I went out of my way. I ran into this guy named Epidemic, which Rollo knows.
Right.
I know that.
Yeah, we know Ep.
And
Shout out to Ep.
Shout out to
Epidemic.
Yeah.
And I hit him up and I said, hey, man, I love what you do. I had already seen him from the websites. I already seen him from Orange County, from the music that he was doing. I had just seen him in my neighborhood. And he was like, all right, cool, thanks. You know, we'll see you later. All right, peace. It was the second time that I seen him at the same spot, Charlie's. Shouts out to Charlie's. And I was like, hey, man, you know, I want to record. When could I go record? And he was like, you know what, man, I don't open up my studio for just anybody.
Yeah.
And
That
I was
sounds like
just,
him.
I was just, at the time, I was still a nobody. He didn't know me from nowhere, but he gave me a shot.
Right.
And I started making music with him. And the perception from my friends that I had been making music with was like, you need to rap like this. You need to rap like that. You need to. So their opinion was more of a negative opinion than a positive opinion. It was more criticism than constructive criticism.
Right.
So I didn't feel like they were hating. It was just not what they wanted in hip hop.
Right.
Epidemic was like, do you. All I'm doing is just enhancing who you are.
Exactly.
And then, so my craft grew, and now I'm performing places. I'm hosting a show, right?
Yeah,
and
see,
shouts out
that's
to
what I'm
Epidemic.
saying,
And I
yeah.
say, hey, man, I'm gonna make sure he gets his flowers from not just me, but from other people.
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
he's actually, he does that. When I'm in the studio with him, he's never tried to switch my like flow. He's just do what you do. Do you.
Yeah.
Be you. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
So-
I'm just here to enhance how you sound.
Those same people that were telling me like, you need to do this, they're looking back and they'll be like, hey, dog, you did that shit.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why the album is undeniable.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I know, like, I don't, Epidemic told me, be ready for the criticism. And I was like, damn, I've been getting criticism every single
Forever.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm all like, I know myself that shit's undeniable. Our Sunday Skool Show, I know it's dope. I know we're not coming
You're
with no
dope.
weak
Yeah,
stuff.
you're
Love it.
dope. And I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. You guys are a good combination.
Will the album be on iTunes though? Like
Yes.
digital download?
Yes,
Yes.
right now, stillauthentic.com.
Nice.
It will be.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I let the cat out the bag already.
Hey, check
Oh,
it out.
But
man.
let me tell you right now.
Because they won't it won't support my if I download.
You gotta
know
go
what
on
I'm
the
saying?
files. You go to your download, raw. Go to your downloads on your phone.
Rollo. Even
I
if we're in
know,
the
raw.
949, Rollo.
Okay, raw.
Go ahead, Raw.
No,
whatever.
wait. Just because we're in the 949 don't mean nothing.
But
He's Rollo.
Rollo. Check it out, G. It's gonna be on there, but it's all part of a plan.
Right.
I've been recording with Epidemic for like 3 years.
Nice.
We haven't. Everybody's been bugging me. Put it out. And I'm like, no. Things are just barely opening up. So everything has to make sense. We got shows coming
It
up.
takes time. It
does
takes
take
time.
time.
And we got a couple low rider shows coming up.
Oh, nice.
Still Authentic. Shouts out Santa Ana.
Yeah.
That's all I can say right now.
714,
Shouts out to
714.
Santa Ana.
Don't leak it yet. Don't leak it
Yeah,
yet.
shouts out to GCS. We're gonna have something. I can say that.
Shouts out to Hector and GCS.
Yeah, we're gonna have a live
Kukster,
show.
no digas nada.
No, yo no estoy diciendo. I don't even know.
We're working on the background,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things where
Nice.
we're always embracing our culture
Absolutely.
stomping on anybody else.
Right.
You know, that's
All
that's what
positive-
we're-
all positive vibes, good.
Yeah, and you'll
Yeah.
get and you'll receive it back. Shouts out to
Exactly.
you guys.
Yeah, man.
Well, good. Well, we're so happy to have had you guys here.
Yes, thank you guys
It's
so
an
much.
honor to have you guys here, honestly, because you know what? You guys are probably one of the first that brought us into your show to help us
Right.
promote
Yep.
since we're
They were the
starting off.
first.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's helped us promote
Yeah.
us, our raw opinions, and it's really been an honor for us.
Yeah, it's been super.
I hope you guys hit hard, man.
I hope so too.
You guys,
I
like,
listen to
I was
every
excited for
episode.
the show. I'm not gonna lie, really quick though.
Yeah.
I was telling
Yes.
Norma, I'm like, man, I can't wait to get these guys on because I just feel like I'm finally doing something back. I guess
Yes.
I want to be able to show you
Yes.
guys. You guys are all, every time I go to you guys, man, you guys are always cool. There's no hate. It's always cool, and I like to be around that energy. So thank you
Yeah.
guys for
Yes.
always supporting me, and now you're supporting our podcast. And we
Yes.
want to
Hell
show
yeah.
love back. Love
Thank you.
back.
And
Thank
it's
you.
always going to be back. Like I told you, we're not friends, we're family now. You
Yeah.
guys are
Right.
stuck, whether you guys like it or not. You're
Yeah.
screwed.
Yeah.
But we're very happy for your new album coming out.
Yeah,
We wish
no
you
doubt.
nothing but blessings.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna need some people on my video, so you guys gonna have to come through.
we there, we
you
there.
know we're
yeah,
there.
King Cholo, get
Yeah.
ready, man. We
Well,
need some
before we
rating.
sign-
And King Cholo,
Before
yeah.
we sign off, make sure you say your Instagrams, where to find
Yes.
all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Well, primarily Sunday Skool Show. At Sunday Skool
Spell
Show
it with the K.
and with the K
Underscore at the-
at the
end of the
we're
show.
there. We respond quick. You know
Okay.
what I mean? And
Yes.
if you have any good music, and we would love to hear it.
Nice.
And if we love to hear it, and if it's dope, come to our show.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
we listen to everything
We'll
that's
support
sent to
you,
us.
especially OC artists out there, man. Come
Nice.
through.
Orange County, yes.
Come through. We want to see the next Doughboy Tony, the next Rollo, the next Still Authentic
yeah,
out
yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And so we want to, make sure that they're out there. The talent's out there.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of talent, yeah.
And hopefully we could be that outlet for them.
Nice. And you guys
Yes.
are.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you guys are, and you guys, again, you guys have been amazing. I couldn't thank you guys enough from the bottom of my heart.
Hey, we had a great time that night.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we did. We
No,
really did.
Alcohol was flowing.
yeah.
It was
I,
flowing.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
no.
the first time I had the Casamigos.
Oh, I'm glad you
living
did.
it up.
Only
It was pretty good.
949.
Yeah.
Tell them where they can find you at.
Still authentic everywhere. So stillauthentic.com. You could get some gear right there. You could download, purchase an album, Still Authentic, Undeniable. Sunday Skool Show is Sunday Skool. School is spelled with a K, and then there's an underscore right after show. Check our Instagram, Kukster1, Still Authentic. You'll see me right there.
Yes.
If you already follow Rollo
Yes.
and our raw opinions, you'll
Yes.
see me right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll fall on the search.
That's
On the
awesome.
side.
guys.
Yeah, and Still Authentic, and I follow Rollo and
And our raw opinions.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Thank
I
you
can't
guys.
wait to.
We got the plug.
Yeah,
I know. I listen to every show.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I listen to it
And we
twice.
listen to you as well.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
which-
Yeah,
Sundays.
the world needs unfiltered opinions.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. My
And it's
and
too
Rollo.
it's too much of a woke society here, and we just need some
scared.
real truth.
Yes, and as well as you guys, thank you for bringing you guys to our show and all your music as well. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Norma. Thank you, Rollo.
No, thank you guys for coming.
Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate
We're
it.
Download
signing
the
off.
album, Rollo.
Peace out.
Peace
Peace
out.
out.
Peace out.
Peace.
The Sunday Skool Show, baby.